was Astral's pick, or sorry, not Astral. Given that it was Flipside's pick, I'd say that it's probably going to be in their favor. They will be attacking first, which means, of course, we're going to see eRa defending the basement. I expect to see just a standard server take.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people talk to me and they say, "Oh, Kix, why do you always say you expect to see the same thing over and over again? And why is it the same thing over and over again?" And the truth of it isn't that there's only one way to attack a bomb site, because that's not true at all. That is not one way to defend a bomb site either. That's completely counter to the point of this game. But what is true is that a team finds a way that works.
Yeah.
And they practice it until they get it down and they're proficient at it. And then a team that they played against that lost to that strat finds a way to counter that strat on defense, or finds a way to avoid it on defense, and they practice that until they're proficient at it. And it moves in waves to the point where everything becomes either this or that. And despite this being one of the most malleable games, FPS-wise, especially in the esport community, people tend to fall into patterns based upon time, because you can only invest so much time in practicing one map and figuring out a strat, and that's pretty much where the issue lies. That's why we find ourselves defending basement on a bank first round every round, and that's why we find ourselves seeing usually, typically, the attackers will try and take server, or they will try and take the drop downs above, or as Montaigne has been introduced, this is another great pattern that's just developing. We'll see them try and force their way into garage. And honestly, I'm excited about this because we haven't been seeing this for a long time. Since Season 1, we haven't seen people forcing their way into garage. I mean, sometimes a team will do it every once in a while, but it usually won't be met with success. But now that the Montaigne meta is a thing, it tends to work.
And right now, they are doing... we have been seeing this today again already.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it was great.
When they actually moved Montaigne over to the dropper in the elevator.
Yeah, see, that was what actually crippled them on that attack, is because they spent too much time rotating there.
And yeah, exactly. And then three guys dropping into an elevator. That just
they established dominance on the garage, and then they left it
to
go do other things. And
Houghton is really low. The guy actually with the utility is low, but he's still not using his utility. There is Avian with Echo trying. Oh, Avian gets tagged hard here by Houghton. He can deliver back some of the damage which he received, and there's Eclipse against Mint. Mint is down. He can give the call about Eclipse, where Eclipse is now. So Eclipse has to rotate over. There is a roamer, and this is what they know now. Every player from Flipside now is probably searching him, and they have opened the elevator dropper again. And
they don't have a Montaigne this time because he got picked off.
No, Montaigne. No, yeah, he's
dead.
picked off, yeah. And Zilchi folds to Snake with a shotgun, so it's a 3-on-4. No, 3-on-5. 3-on-3. And we have Pojman taking down K9. Slash had some shooting into the elevator, and yeah, he just baited into Avian. Eclipse gets the last kill against Easy Peasy, and it's Hodem left. He was on the bomb spot, and the diffuser is down, which is good. He at least came to set the diffuser, but the defense from eRa was just very good. It just worked out.
It was good defense.
Yeah,
you're completely right. Now they won their first round. This is good putting them in the lead here. Obviously, as you guys know, they only have to win this one map to progress onto the finals. So if they can lock this out, it's curtains. It's done. They will be going to Invitational in Montreal, and Flipside has obviously because of that, Flipside has their work cut out for them. They have to win not only on Bank, but also on what is it, Skyscraper? Yeah, Skyscraper, and yeah.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Skyscraper was interesting to see, actually, even though we had eRa, Derek in picking that map, but they had a hard time actually to be good on the map. But it was yeah.
Yep. It's a good map. I think it just needs a little bit more practice.
Yes.
It's similar to Border.
Totally.
But Border at the same time, when it was released, it was it was met with very negative criticism. A lot of people didn't like it, and as such, it was not heavily practiced. Skyscraper, on the other hand, seemed to be met with a good release. People enjoyed it. They started practicing it immediately. A lot of teams are already proficient at Skyscraper. It's an excellent map. And because of that, you're seeing it getting played very, very recent, like, and compared to Border, which got shunned and put in a corner for like practically a season. You know, Skyscraper's right out there. Well, same with Yacht, but at the same time, Yacht is
Favela.
Yacht is Yacht, and Favela's Favela, and they're very different from Border.
But it also depends on the region where the map is actually being released.
True.
Well, I mean, every region has a different playstyle.
They
you
all
probably
do.
won't see Skyscraper in EU and in Asia. This is really weird, and you see just Favela on Latin America, which is also, well, okay, logical in a kind of way, but the map picks are completely different based on the region. Yet, back again here into the match. 2 minutes 20 seconds are left here in this round, which is, yeah, nothing happened so far. They're still searching for any possible roamers, but
Eclipse is pressuring Server really hard from the stairs without any assistance from his team. That's what Avian's trying to do, but they're pretty... Flipside is being extremely aggressive on the server, which is abnormal, to say the least. They've got that wall open so they can get the pre-fires, but it doesn't matter because Montaigne don't care. And
Montaigne don't care.
No, he don't care at all. I'm sorry. No bullets can hurt me. Anyway, so they're pushing their way into the server. They're now... Whoa. They're getting the wall open from the drop. That's pretty cool. I've never seen somebody do that. But really, the problem here is the dilemma is going to be getting the wall where they want to plant open, the one that's right in front of Eclipse, because it is unreinforced, which means if you try to plant a thermite charge on there, you're not going to be able to open it because they'll just shoot. Unless you can apply adequate pressure from the drop, which is exactly what they're trying to do.
And here we have, they also have information
they
now
might
about
just try
the
to plant the door.
Yeah, they just know when the plant is happening or when it will happening, and now they just plant behind Montagne. The call is made, Pojoman will say it, and there we have
If the C4 detonates in front of Montaigne, it doesn't matter.
But I think the plant will go through. Yeah.
Yep. Sacrifice Montaigne and Thermite, but it's worth it.
It's worth it. It totally is.
It is, however, a 5v3, so there's going to be a very easy for the defenders to do a retake, but it could still very easily be in the favor of the tanks.
Opening frag. Oh well, with a frag against Pojoman. Pojoman is down. Houghton is now, he's on the stairs in the lobby, checking server from the server dropper, and K9 actually can do something. Zilchi got the kill onto Avian. K9 and Houghton are not dropping down.
Looks like they're gonna get
Easy is he's defusing. So this is round number 2, going in favor of Flipside.
So it was worth it for them to sacrifice Montaigne for that and Thermite for that plant, but in the end, they hadn't gotten enough picks prior to the actual plant itself, and putting themselves at such a huge disadvantage. You know, they couldn't resist the power of 5 people charging right at them, and they didn't trade out, unfortunately.
So tell us office archives now for eRa.
Or contested staff room open area now. They've changed their minds.
Yo, staff room open area. Maybe they switch it again.
We'll
last
see.
second. Who knows?
It just happened last match, so who knows? No, it's going to be staff room open area, and not surprised, it is, again, both staff room open area and tellers are very similar. They're both easily defended. Well, I say easily defended. I mean, the ease at which you defend either or is pretty much identical. They're very similar sites.
Yeah. What I see again with the issue is that you really have to calculate your reinforcement on this bomb site, because there is either you have the window here where K9 is shooting now that you don't have good reinforcements over there.
No, you have exactly 10.
Yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4 on that wall to the right, 5, 6 on that wall to, or 7, and then 9, 10. Oh no, you're missing 1 for one of the drops above, unfortunately.
Yeah, or this wall here.
Yeah, you don't really need to reinforce it.
That one, yeah.
I would say it's better to have it
you
open.
You can just open everything, and the problem is that outside you usually have a big advantage, and people were complaining about that, which I was talking about. Okay, we'd love to play it, but we have a reinforcement issue here on this map. Well, like, okay, well, don't reinforce everything, but also, like you said, there's a lot of droppers upstairs which have to be sort of reinforced in order to keep control. Because, yeah, there's
Oh, actually,
still...
you do have enough. Yeah, you're fine. The reinforcement situation here is fine. It doesn't matter. Let's
Yeah,
move on.
it's really hard. It's hard to tell. It depends on how they want to play it. So Eclipse is... Oh, he's in the city. Well, in the control.
This is going to get droned out.
Yeah.
More than likely. Flipside is probably going to be the sort of team who clears the entire building before actually making an attempted assault.
Like Ferocity.
Like Ferocity did, yeah, on the same map. Compared to... Who was it? Was it eRa? Yeah, it was eRa. Compared to eRa, who decided to instead just force the issue.
Yeah. And I think you could also just have like either a guy just running with the drones. So you have, if you have a possible roamer, then you can just get the guy. And here we have it.
See, the attackers control archives, which means that they're going to be able to apply pressure straight into lone office, or sorry, small office, which a lot of teams, what they tend to do on this is they make the mistake of getting caught up on the drop.
Slash with the opening frag onto Easy Peasy. Houghton with the kill onto Eclipse. So frag and a different frag are happening. But we have Mute out. Thatcher is still in. Thatcher is out, but Ash is in, and we still have Hibana in. Zilshi. Actually, it's not even that hard without him, to be honest. You can still approach onto the bomb site, and he found the camera, which is good for him. And everything is opened up, so he uses utility anyways. So right now he's very good on holding positions, but Houghton gets the kill onto Slash, which is something they really need. Now they have to, now he's going into the staff area, and he's directly planting below the dropper, which gives him... Oh, he got tagged, so he replaces a diffuser onto a different position, so he can still plant the diffuser, and the diffuser is through, and there's K9 left here for eRa, as he is the lone survivor of his team. 4 players from Flipside are left. The diffuser is ticking, and eRa K9 is, the lone survivor, and I doubt that he can make it, but he showed us already that he like, against Ferocity, he did very good rounds and game clutches, but he's having no time right now. Okay, he thought that could be a bait, and there, wow, nice kill from Houghton. That was a round from Houghton. Houghton literally stepped it up so hard in this round.
That was very well done by Houghton. Very well done by the team in general. They applied pressure where pressure needed to be applied. Again, like I said, on that particular site, it is often that teams get caught up in the drop downs, which are above the site, and don't bother to apply pressure anywhere else. They did both. They got the bomb plant. They opened up the small office. They opened up the drops. They laid down some smokes. They got the plant. Round was over from there. Unfortunately, eRa was not defending the bomb site enough, or the bomb site itself enough. They seem to be a little too focused on the cafeteria and not enough focused on cubicles.
Yep.
And now we're going to be seeing a Teller's defense, a little bit more atypical for Bank. I think this is generally more people play this particular site. And we are going to see a rotation hole into small office, which is a little different. A lot of teams like to open that up so they can give themselves flanking options in the middle of a round. But at the same time, in contrast, some teams consider it disadvantage because obviously you're opening up an avenue for the attackers to, kill you.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, I mean, what is one of the objectives of a Thermite when they're attacking this particular bomb site? Come into cubicles and maybe open up the the small office wall into archives. And you've already done that for them. It can be an advantage or disadvantage. And that's another thing where we talk about the meta way back is like openness is not necessarily to favor the attackers at all times. It just seems that way at first. Now that is confusing, but hey, you know what? They've got a plan. Oh, you know what? They're opening up a rotation room, basically. If you're upstairs, and I'm sure obviously they have roamers upstairs, that means their roamers are going to be able to come down. They can go way back into the site, or they can go all the way into the basement and hook a left and go up the stairs, come up behind the attackers.
I actually like the idea how he did it.
I
With
do
the
too.
rotation room, like you said, he can go downstairs, he can go and pop up anywhere else on the map. So
It's all about how he reads the situation, which is
yes,
great to give great to give everyone options.
and get the information too. It's
Yeah. And again, you know,
they don't find his vacuum bot. This is pretty cool. Yeah, I mean it looks like a vacuum bot, the drone, but and he's just annoying Montagne. So Montagne probably won't actually take out the drone. The drone is now pretty safe here, and Montagne is called. Well played there, but yeah. Also, what I like about Echo is that he can actually play 1 against X, like an X being larger than 1. If he's played pretty good. It's pretty nice, but now there's Houghton, and Houghton gets... Zilchi gets the key onto Slash. Oh my god, well played here.
through a hole that the attackers opened.
Yes.
Mistakes were made. Not enough communication there about that hole.
Yeah.
He didn't know the angle was available to the guy
Totally.
playing in admin.
And here we have it right now. We have the attackers down to 1 minute and 12 seconds, 10 seconds now. And they still didn't even reach the... Yeah, well, they didn't reach the attack... well, the bomb site yet, as they are still being sort of pushed back.
Yeah, a minute left, and they still haven't managed to chip through admin office. They've lost 2 players in the process of attempting that.
Wow, and there's Pojo
3
Man with a
players.
nice skill against Avian.
And all F3 has to do in this situation is just point their guns at a corner and wait.
Yeah. And K9 gets the kill into Houghton. K9 again. He does really good play. And K9 and Snake are the last man's last players alive. Pojo Man inside admin office. Well, he's in the small connector. What? Mint with a kill onto Snake. That was from below.
Underneath, yeah.
But now it's K9 with Thatcher left, and he has no much room to walk with. And there we have an EMP grenade. Why not?
13 seconds. There's not
Yeah,
enough
that's
time, and the
10
round's
seconds. He just maybe can get the kill, but no, he won't. Pojo Man just defends this pretty
and
well.
that round consisted of opening up a wall, which you shouldn't have, opening up Pandora's box, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then everybody peeking it all one at a time, nice and slow, and getting killed through that same hole.
Yeah.
I think, let me see, pretty much every one of the attackers died through that.
Yeah.
Oh, one of them died from underneath to a shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice. All right, so 3-1 in favor of Flipside. Again, they have to secure this to put themselves in a 1-1 map position. And then, what is eRa gonna do here? What can they throw at them to win? You know, start winning rounds. They are going to be defending lockers, which is I think the site that they defended successfully. The only one or only round that they won.
Yeah.
So this is their chance to put themselves at 3-2.
Yeah. Exactly.
And rethink their process or rethink their attack strategy and their defense strategy. And I think what we're going to see happen here, they're probably going to, instead of trying to defend cubicles, maybe go back to tellers, because I know in the past they have defended tellers.
Yeah.
Make an attempt at that, and then on attack, I'm not entirely sure what they can do, but what I really want to, I hope they will do, and they technically did it last round. They went together as a team but they just got distracted. They got distracted by a couple of roamers and a reinforced wall. They need to find themselves an objective on attack and commit to it. Just go straight for it.
Yep. Right now, preparation phase is so far over. The attackers are now droning the building, and this time Flipside is not playing with the Montagne. They know it's downstairs, but they are not playing with the Montagne, not doing the trick when it comes down to going down the ramp of the garage, etc. So they're now probably going, they're going to play a standard attack and approach. We have Easy Peasy on the top light, and service stairs is being droned. I was missing the word. Oh my god! So Zilchi now also already has this stuff area set up, and the droppers will be opened to Pojoman with Thermite. Now the VIP has to open up the server room. Actually, yeah, well, the server room wall next to the door frame, so they can enter and plant.
A bomb has been located.
But yeah, there is a lot of holds again, as you can see. So eRa
It's a
does
good
the
thing that
same.
Flipside has an Ash. Wonder if
Wow.
Ash still has a charge.
Yeah, one more.
Look at that, and they will be able to get the plant wall open. as-
Will Ash use it? Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. And hit it. And here we go. So Pojoman can either just suicide or, well, not suicide, but aim at an angle. And because the charge which he has, what can they use it for? I don't know. Every dropper is open. But
It's all right to have a little bit
yeah.
of redundant utility.
It's
as long
good.
as they
It's
can get
good.
the bomb
It's good.
planted, it really
I was
doesn't
just literally thinking if there's anything effective which he could do with the charge, but there's not. So he literally is now good for shooting, which is good because he doesn't need to run around and waste time. And there's Zilchi with a nice kill onto Eclipse, and there is the plant happening from Pojoman. What is Snake doing? Snake with smoke. He has to smoke him away. And
C4 gets the planter.
yeah, the C4 got Pojoman down. The planter is down. Zilchi now with the diffuser, and there we have it. The diffuser is going down. No, it was cancelled. Oh my god!
canceled the
Slash. It's just one by one they're running in and canceling the diffuse, and this
Actually,
is
he
good
just
play.
canceled his own plan.
Yeah.
He just got off 1 second too early. He miscalculated the time. He took his finger off of that.
And here we have it, Mint. Now, there's the Echo drone too, but Mint taking down Avian and Snake, so Echo is out,
Plant
and
will go down.
Canadian will die to Houghton, and round
Canadian?
number 5. No,
Oh, I thought you said...
K9.
Oh,
Sorry,
K9.
K9.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
It's late. We've been awake for more than 24 hours. Oh well. Yeah, no, that was a good round from F3 on honestly surprisingly mild round from eRa.
yeah.
They attempted to defend by forcing their way out there. By Pulse ran out at the last second. But truth be told, the plant would have gone down. He was a little bit too late. It's just unfortunately, Flipside took their finger off the trigger at the last second, right
Yeah.
before the plant went down, in an assumption that it would go down, which was incorrect. And now, and even despite that, Mint was allowed to just walk into the defenders without contest because they were all too focused on denying the bomb plant. One was on their drone, the other was throwing smokes, and yeah, and around K9 wasn't covering them, and
Yeah.
there you go.
This looks like Flipside.
Flipside's about to get a 5-1.
Yeah.
That's what it's seeming like, and that means we're going to be going to a map 3
Yeah.
skyscraper.
10 seconds.
That's gonna be fun.
Crazy, is it?
Yep.
5 seconds left.
Or no, who knows? Maybe eRa's going to be able to take it back on
Yeah.
this particular round.
Yes.
It looks like they might try a garage attack, which Flipside tried to no avail last time, but maybe... Oh, no. This is definitely going to be a server take, which is unfortunate for... I think it might not be the best idea because they have 4 players defending server right now. Of course, they don't know that. Let's see if they get wise and try to do something else, or if they just force the issue.
Stay behind me. Attackers have located a bomb.
Okay. And they're again aggressively defending the server room. Oh.
Oh no, Montaigne with the
Oh
shield.
no, yeah.
Run
It was
away.
like, oh no, run. And look how everyone is retreating. But yeah, actually everyone is now
Makes
going onto a
sense.
position. Yeah, makes sense because where Montagne is, he's never alone.
Let's proceed slowly!
And let's proceed slowly, as he says. And there is no Ash this time, so now they have to actually open up the wall.
Yeah, unfortunately, for some reason, eRa does not run Ash, even though they know that wall will not be
Yes.
reinforced as they've seen it before.
But actually, there is, well, Montagne is enough.
True.
There we have
True enough.
Mint with the smoke, and this is a good bait. This is a very good bait.
Yeah,
so
as long as they can get rid of all of those
Yes,
smokes, there's no
they
problem.
have to.
Because the C4, which is going to come, will be blocked by Montaigne.
Yeah. And there we have Montaigne again. And will there be a smoke from Mint?
I don't think he's going to use it until he hears the bomb plant go down. And Zilchi is
He's
calling.
on
Zilchi is calling. There's no second individual, which means he knows that they can't get a bomb plant.
He sees it. This Mint is on the camera.
Oh, yeah,
Smoke.
and there's a camera. They don't have to risk it
Yeah, he just knows.
because they know. And because eRa took that risk, now
Yep.
they're at a huge disadvantage. You
That
need to go. You need to go in. They're not going to start throwing smokes until.
Sorry, I love to stare at this camera because it just shows everything.
This is
Zilchi.
what stalling out on an attack
Yeah.
is like.
And redundancy again. We have Zilchi now. He's calling it. Hey, the bumper got down and well, C4. 42 seconds. One more smoke left.
All they have to do is bait out that single smoke and then get the
Yeah.
bomb plant. Just go for it.
Yeah.
Don't waste any time.
Avian with his
Oh
MK7.
no, they dropped it. But it's okay. They did get the smoke.
Yeah. No, Montaigne got the diffuser, which is good. So,
Yeah.
Snake is out, Houghton is out.
Only 20 seconds left.
Yeah,
They're cutting it
Houghton.
close.
Yeah, this is now really close, and he has to go inside a bit. And here we go. Oh my god, Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy getting the kill. And there is Easy Peasy, Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy getting Zilchi. Avian getting the kill onto Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy and Houghton now onto Avian. Mint getting the kill onto
GG
K9.
F3.
And this is GG F3. Well played here.
Yeah.
Whoa. That was...
And they bring it to a third map just like that. A 5-1 on bank. It was their map pick, so it makes sense. I'm not surprised at all. And so we're going to be going on to Skyscraper. Ladies and gentlemen, Skyscraper. Again, this is, I think, the third time in the North American qualifiers that it has been played tonight. Which is kind of an impressive thing, I suppose. It is a brand new map. It's just entering. And here we go again. One more time. Once more into the breach, dear friends.
Yes, this is going to be very, very, very good. Skyscraper, yeah.
Before that, though, we
before
do
that,
have to do some highlights.
Yes.
From the last match. Now, this was a surprising match, to say the least. I think we've had a lot of that today, though. It has been going, I'd say, pretty much pretty randomly. It's the whole night, you know. It's the team that you least expect to win, oftentimes, is one that has been winning tonight.
Yeah.
And I can't say. I mean, I am honestly surprised, but hey, that's how the wind blows. I want to see if eRa is going to be able to do the same thing that they did with FE earlier, when they lose the first map and then make a comeback in the second.
On Skyscraper.
On Skyscraper, which they did the same. Yeah. Anyway, we'll find out. Everybody's in here. We're ready to go. Let's.
We're just waiting. Quite. They just said no already.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're just waiting, and the thing is, yeah, the team that got dropped into the lower bracket now actually has the chance to get the ticket. And who would have thought
Come
about
up from
that?
the loser bracket.
Yes.
It's not very easy because again, you do have that one free win
Yes.
if you make it through the winner bracket.
And right now they are 1-1, and now even eRa has to literally fight for their spot. They went 1-0 and it could have been a 2-0, but now
it's going to be either a 2-1 no matter who wins this map.
Yeah. So we are ready, and we are going live now into the match, the last map of this final of the close qualifiers
Of tonight.
And here we go. This is going to be pretty intense. Wow. I mean, Skyscraper.
You know, one of those fights where it gets to the point in which they
Yeah.
come to the last round and you're just slugging.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those.
This is.
Anyway, so we're gonna have eRa on attack, F3 on defense,
Yeah.
and they will be going straight for karaoke as per usual.
As you also predicted in the other match.
Yeah,
where you
most of
explained
these
about the map.
most of
yes.
these teams practice Skyscraper together, pretty much in the same way.
Yeah.
And that's how meta is born. Is
Yeah.
teams do something and hey, this works, so they keep doing it, and then this works and that
Yep.
works, and that's how it all builds up together. So most of these
Yes.
teams tend to play Skyscraper a lot the
Yeah.
same. There are deviations, of course, but I want to see. I want to see if eRa can do the same thing they already did earlier today twice.
Yes, exactly. Or if Flipside is on such a mode right now
that they'll be
They
able to just
cannot
keep
be
it
turned
rolling.
off.
Yeah.
That they are just keep on rolling, or whatever that song was.
Yeah.
So the thing is that Flipside has been rolling since FE, the second match.
Yes.
That was, and they started to play incredible. And the last time it was really good. It was really good on bank, solid performance. Not even that much mistakes. I can't remember because they played so solid. They just
It was
counter-stratted.
Yeah.
Bomb and defuse it.
It was
Totally.
extremely well done.
Yeah. It was beautiful to see. And now, well, so far everything is set. There is no spawn peak coming, which also this map sometimes really has some brutal spawn peaking possibilities. And but I don't think that any team will risk that one right now because it's about the final, about qualifying for Montreal.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they are going to do that. So Snake on Capitao. He's now on the 3rd floor. He's near the B bomb site.
Looks like they're going to be pressuring
Yeah.
the doorway, going straight into the hallway, which is kind of dangerous. There's a barbed wire set up there.
Yes.
The defenders have a pretty good line of sight from both of the bomb sites, a good crossfire onto that position. And on top of that, you have to deal with defenders coming up from behind on the stairs. I'm not so sure about this decision, but
Yes.
maybe it'll work out for them.
And even from the bottom. Because, yeah, the floor is wooden.
Yep.
And it's opened up now by
If anyone's
Ash.
playing from below, they're going to be able
Yes.
to get an easy kill
And
on them.
Avian with the kill onto Houghton with his DMR. Snake has been held up. He was down. There we have it. What a nice kill from Zilchi onto Slash. There is the next kill. K9 onto Zilchi. And this is a back and forth here. 3 players left for Flipside on the map. Skyscraper here on the first round here. And Flipside, easy peasy lemon squeezy gets the kill onto Snake. It's a 3-3 now. And what was that? Mint over peaking here so hard. K9 just punishing him for this. Yeah, for this move. Pojo Man gets the kill onto Avian. And there's Eclipse now. Eclipse.
Pulls out the revolver and just hip fires point blank. That was
This
hilarious.
looks so funny.
You can't ignore a Montaigne. You just can't
No,
do it.
it's just
not-
way too dangerous.
It's not okay. Yeah.
No. Even, I think...
It's like ignoring a scorpion.
Yeah.
Or a snap turtle, you know?
Yeah. Oh, you're so cute. Ouch.
There goes my hand.
Yeah.
All right. So that's first round in the favor of eRa. That's a great start for them. Now they're going to be defending themselves, and they're going to go Barbecue Kitchen. Now, we saw this, I think, last time they played on this map. They tried Barbecue Kitchen first, and they seem to kind of play it in an odd way. They play it in the site, and they play it from above. And it has its own little uniqueness to it, the way that they defend. And it puts them in a good position, which is a little bit, you know, it's abnormal to what we see every other team play.
Yes.
But the question is, are they going to be making the same exact mistake they were making against FE, which was leaving themselves too exposed, allowing people to just simply walk in the front door and get those picks off? Or
Yes.
are they going to be able to... are they going to put themselves in a better position and
10 seconds to insertion.
maybe clutch out with K9 again?
So F3 has themselves set up at the delivery entrances. Where the elevators are.
Cover the diffuser. Attackers are
Or
heading out
outside
to
of
defuse
the
bomb.
cooling systems. So, last 3 drones. That sometimes shows where some sort of approach comes from. I mean, we saw FE having brutal approaches here onto eRa and their setup. So maybe FE found the weakness why actually, I mean Flipside found the weakness why FE couldn't do it. So now maybe they're just copying it and just waiting for eRa to swap the strategy to a close on spot defense. We'll see about that. But so far we're having a lot of droning. Eclipse is at the drums. And Pojo Man again on drone and jumping.
There's that
directly.
mute coming in handy.
Yeah.
Extremely in handy, because sometimes denying a drone like that can save you upwards, gain you upwards of a minute. as a defensive team. It's like a roamer. Putting a mute charge in certain places is like having a roamer, a dedicated roamer. Except for you don't have to avoid death. You just put it there and leave it there. And F3 is attacking this from in a way that we've never really seen before. Yes, we do often see them come in through these doors, but they're opening up the wall, they're playing it smart, they have a Montaigne to aggress forward slowly, and they're just waiting patiently for eRa to try and make a move. This is extremely cautious play from F3.
And I like actually how they, calculated the angles, or actually practiced those angles. And Mint with a kill onto Eclipse, so Mute is out. And again, it was a hipfire. Yeah, hipfire revolver. Mint. He gets a badge for that. And Snake. Where was that going? Snake behind the bar now. He's stuck because now they know where he is. Houghton, will he probably assist? He's behind the bar.
45 seconds though left on the clock. Even with the
time.
man advantage, it's looking pretty bleak for the attackers. They have to apply some pressure somewhere and go straight for it, or they're gonna run out of time.
And the attackers, they're now taking their time because now there's K9 taking down Houghton, and Snake could retreat back to the A bomb site, and he is now in a very good position behind the bomb site, but there is Avian very close with a smoke next to Montagne, and he's just getting the C4, but he could dodge the bullet here, and he nearly actually got the C4, which is good, but K9 with the next kill onto Pojo Man, and there's Slash just easy peasy. Oh my god, look at that! Mint just gets a Slash here, and the diffuser is down, and Mint Snake just gets the kill, but he has no chance. He takes his own teammate down.
Montaigne with a valiant try in the end there.
Yeah.
Snake managed to save his teammate from the Montaigne death grip and end up getting the diffuser on the bomb.
This is why I actually don't like the revolver, because it's so
You
fast,
run out of
empty.
ammo too quickly.
It's just too quick.
But the problem is that the P9, the alternative on those operators, is just as bad, to be honest.
Yeah.
It has more ammo,
yeah.
but it just it's mediocre.
Yeah. So Karaoke T-Room for Flipside now.
And they're
eRa?
also down 2-0 to eRa,
Yes.
which is. I mean, I kind of expected this. I expected it on Bank though. It's so back and forth.
This is literally.
These teams can't decide who's
You
better.
can't. How do you expect someone to make a prediction when a tournament like this ends up like this? It's impossible. Teams should have. They probably outstrutted themselves because I mean they saw the grid online a long time ago, and they practiced with the other team. Like, okay, when we are in the finals, then we play it like this and whatever. So this is literally. It's a back and forth, and wow, I'm brutally stunned about the gameplay right now because this is top-notch play.
Yeah.
And even Skyscraper that often is.
It's good to see it. You know, it's a good map, and it's nice to know that the teams are taking it seriously and investing time in learning how to play it.
Yeah.
And Zilchi, you see that castle that's gonna put there to slow down the exact thing that F3 was doing against eRa, but it doesn't really matter in the end if there's a sledge. Of course, there isn't, but that's what was doing it.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Of course, they don't know that necessarily, but
no, not yet.
And all the pressure, it looks like, from eRa is actually not even going to be coming from its side, but rather just the windows. They're going to be trying to, I'm guessing here, they're going to be trying to take Geisha, get their way into the wall, which is going to be pretty easy considering, unless Houghton, the reason he's down there is to shoot the thermite charge if he's got it pre-aligned. I know that Pulse has done that before, but does that Jaeger player know how to line that up perfectly? Turns out no.
So balcony, the wall is open.
Yeah, Geisha wall open, which
Geisha
means
wall,
the attackers are going to soon have control of Geisha, which is going to, it's like the cafe's piano. It gives them an opportunity to attack either of the sites.
He hits it with a knife and then just shoots it. Well, okay, why not? But yeah, this is, you need, as you said, you need a point of execution from And from the windows and the bomb spots, positioning and design, the windows are not that bad. And look at the wall, how it's open right now. There's a long angle. You have very good vision inside to the bomb site.
Also, that cover he thinks he's sitting behind is completely reachable.
Yeah, it's just now, as you just said, they will just spray in there. They will hold him under under suppression fire, so he will probably have a hard time to get out of there. And there we have. Do you see that too?
Yep.
There we have it. Slash getting easy peasy lemon squeezy. As you said, he won't get out of there anymore. And yeah, so Flipside still in the defense. They're down one player. Let's see what they are up to. If they actually want to stay in the game. I mean, a 2-1 would be really good. A 3-0 already is devastating on your mind in a kind of way, because it's already, oh, it's 3-1, that's hard. And Snake getting the team kill onto Slash. Oh, now this is a boost, and there's K9 dropping to Zilchi. Snake got mint meanwhile.
All three defenders are downstairs though. Two of them on the stairs themselves,
yes,
but no one's actually in the site. And the plant goes down. That is surprising with a Pulse playing downstairs for C4.
And Snake gets a knife onto Houghton. You can do that. Pojo Man wins the duel against Snake.
2-2, but Pulse is going to be able to win this if he plays it right.
Yeah.
He's got that device. It's going to give him a significant advantage in this situation.
Okay, now Eclipse called him, and there's Avian coming around the corner and with his DMR and takes it, but Zilchi got Eclipse.
I think he's on the bomb.
And he's
defusing.
And Avian must be literally hurting himself right now. That is a facepalm for him.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so sad. I mean,
Zilchi walks into the site and defuses the bomb. It was a good round from him. It was a good round from everyone. They managed to trade out each and every kill.
Yep.
Now, the attackers, they got the advantageous angles. They picked off the guys playing in the site. But in the end, they got retaken on. Even though they managed to trade one back on the retake, it just got too close. And Avian, being Blackbeard, was not fast enough to stop the bomb defusal.
And it's, I mean, what else could have Zilchi done? I mean, he could have, he could have only hit the diffuser because he had not much more time.
With
exactly.
Too.
Exactly. The engagement against the DMR, he had so much cover, he had so much, advantages on his side, which made it nearly impossible for him to win this engagement. So, and Avian should have run in after the call of Eclipse.
Yeah, Avian made a little bit of a boo-boo, but that's okay. We forgive him. So
boo-boo.
So moving on to eRa now defending T-Room. Now they obviously prefer their site underneath, but that does not take away from how good of a site this is. So they're still in a good place, possibly going to be able to put this into a 3-1 with this defense. And as you saw, I mean, this T-Room, even though it was a close call last round, it was still victory in favor of F3.
Yes. And it's interesting now if actually that one round win changed something on Flipside. If they're now stepping up again and making it into overtime, or if that was just the last resort win.
It was pretty close.
Yeah, it was literally that's it exactly. It was pretty close, and it could also be for eRa like, oh god, that was a mistake, and people can't recover from that because maybe someone blames someone else in the team speak or whatever. You know, the communication, chemistry, etc. is pretty, it's pretty strained on it, or there's put a pretty big strain on it.
So F3 looks like they're going to try and pressure straight from the door. We've seen this before. It did work. Technically, they won the round, but it's a pretty, it was a very close call, and it was actually executed by eRa, not F3, so it's interesting to see them picking up something from the other team. Unless, of course, I mean, maybe this is just a common, it's hard to find the common denominator on a brand new map like this.
It's really hard.
That's a good C4, so that C4, I assume, Thatcher. That C4 would have killed somebody coming in through the doorway because it would have gone straight through the crack.
So now the drone's called out, some people. Well, I think 2 players it should have called out. There's another drone. Easy peasy. Lemon Squeezy has a drone up. He's now going inside the karaoke room. Finds no operator, no defensive operator there. He calls out to be everyone in the T room. So, is it the T room? Yes. And there's Eclipse. Frag against Zilchi. So, 4 attackers left. We have Mint. Mint already down to 50%. He now is shooting against Slash, and he has no more ammunition. This is what they want. Yeah, Slash gets the kill onto Pojo Man, and they can completely... they just need to push him in a kind of way. And what? Oh,
they allow him to vault out the window.
And there's a grenade from Houghton.
From underneath.
Yeah, and Eclipse dropping down. Trying to get... maybe Houghton. He saw the gun and the duel. Eclipse against Houghton. And there we have the C4. But the C4, and there's Houghton. Well played here by Houghton. Actually thinking the same, but being a bit faster on foot. And Avian with a kill onto Houghton now. There is not much more time. eRa now literally has to work a lot of time, but they just did it, and Flipside is down to 3-1 against eRa.
Yeah, spectacular show going on from eRa. Really showing force upstairs. Now, you would have expected, and I'm assuming that what F3 was expecting is to have more of those players, especially the Pulse, downstairs, trying to play the vertical game on their own site, because that's what they would do. That's what they have been doing. And I'm assuming that's why Sledge was initially down there. Sure, to throw grenades up once he's cleared, but I'm assuming he wanted to actually get some kills down there before he moved his way up. And because eRa wasn't playing anyone downstairs, they weren't putting any pressure down there, it was a misjudgment on Flipside's side, and they were allowed to just wallop on the actual players they left up to attack upstairs, and thus put them in a man advantage winning the round. And here we see Flipside also defending
Barbecue Kitchen.
Yeah.
Actually,
I wonder if they're going to defend it similarly to eRa, or if they're going to go ahead and try and hold it from above. They seem, if I were to guess, I would say they're going to try and hold it from above, because it seems more like them. But who knows? Yeah, no, they are. You can tell. Mint's reinforcing the Geisha. So they're at least going to play a couple people upstairs. How many? Don't know. They also, looks like they're going to try and hold Drum. And Drum being a pretty crucial part of
the map.
Holding, basically cutting it down the middle.
Yes. And then actually also having a rotation on the stairs, so he can actually see if there's someone doing something on the stairs. Or
it's a pretty spread out defense here, especially compared to eRa's defense of the kitchen, where they just sit in the kitchen, play, and maybe they had, I think, 1 or 2, maybe 2 at the most, 2 roamers upstairs, but very conservatively, very close to the site nonetheless.
And K9 also selected the fuse, which is a very good idea on the bomb spot. So no discussions about that. And I think the operator selection here from eRa is pretty decent. It's working pretty good. And Houghton with the kill against Snake. That's an opening kill. Snake is out, Hibana is out, Termite left. Redundancy works so far. Now they have to, in a kind of way, they have to protect their Termite now, if they actually want to open some hatches or maybe open a wall or something. And there we have it, Houghton coming around again and getting K9 down. But there is Eclipse with his shield still left, and he's now fighting against Zilchi, and he gets the headshot out of the hipfire against Zilchi. And yeah, he has 4 more players to find. Did he see Valkyrie? Now Valkyrie spraying onto him, and he will push, and there's Pojo Man now. So the flank is set. Pojo Man just called him out. And the spam here from Slash on his Termite actually going into the into the direction of Valkyrie. But yet not much to do here for them. as this is 1 minute left.
And
Eclipse with the next kill
He's
against
balancing out this map,
Yes.
or this particular round.
Yeah.
But he's still taking a lot of time to do it, obviously, because he's only got 6
Yes.
shots.
And it's 55 seconds left in the round, but he made it 2-2, and which is good because they were in the disadvantage pretty hard from the beginning of the map. So right now, this is going to be really interesting, and we will see in just about a second how they will execute. And now Eclipse has to watch his clock as it's round number 5, and he's just waiting for Slash to open up the roof, as he's just, oh my god, this takes way too long, Slash. Yeah, 20 seconds. I mean, the charge has to blow up at a certain point of time. That takes time, and he has to go in. And now there is only one guy to the left. Where is Avian? Avian, can he actually...
10 seconds left.
Yep, Avian got the information, and there's
Attackers recovered the bomb.
the C4, and the C4 goes somewhere. Hoten with a kill onto Slash, and yeah, there we have it. The diffuser could not be planted.
That was an interesting strat that eRa was trying to pull off,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, because they lost those 2 men early on, it just didn't
Yeah.
work out. They didn't have the manpower, the resources to apply enough pressure to
Yes.
actually get that plant down. The guy who was planting the bomb just got picked off by
Yeah.
from the side, unfortunately. And that was really just came down to Jaeger. He got that early pick, and he denied the plant in the end. It was well played.
Yes, totally. And I mean, the idea, as you said, was really good. You also have to give props to Eclipse. I mean, he did play he did
Excellent.
well.
But again, unfortunately, Montaigne is just
Yes.
too darn slow. So it looks like we will be doing a rehost.
Yes.
One of the Flipside players has dropped connection. So we'll just be hosting up a new lobby
Yep.
to allow him to join back in and get right back to it. It is 3-2 in favor of eRa right
Of
now.
eRa.
Yeah.
3-2 in favor of eRa,
And
exactly.
eRa will be defending. I think they get to defend downstairs.
Yes.
They have to defend downstairs now because they won their upstairs defense.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing that. It won't take but a moment.
Yeah, I'm just creating the lobby.
This last match of the day has been really interesting. A lot of new stuff coming out. That attack on the first of all, we're establishing that teams very much like to defend barbecue.
Yeah.
It's the second site to defend, and you know, up until now it hadn't been established for these particular teams, so now we know that. We also established some of the attack strats that they've been using. That last attack strat especially was interesting, in my opinion. Despite it not working, it might have worked quite a bit more if they had the man advantage. I also feel like maybe if one of those players had attacked the little window where Jaeger was playing near, and instead of going upstairs with everybody else, they probably would have had a lot more success with that. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that we were also talking about the Montagne being overplayed, and right now we saw a lot of Montagne.
Well, I wouldn't, again, it's the sort of thing, it's like, you could call it overplayed, but when you have an idea, when you have a plan
Yeah.
for it, like, which is what they've clearly been showing, they
Yeah.
have a plan for them,
And
it
it's a
works.
pretty young map,
And it's a pretty young map.
so
I mean, the way that Montaigne has been getting used
Yes.
for the majority of
Yep.
tonight has been a completely new, but at the same
Yep.
time, very well thought out thing.
Mhm.
It's just not for every map, not for every situation, because he's sometimes just too darn slow.
Yes.
But I think that the Montaigne meta is definitely real.
Yeah, it
It's
100%
been
is real.
proved. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't deny that because Montaigne right now, as we saw Montaigne plants like behind him. He's a walking wall. We saw blocks from him. He even was a dangerous opponent to fight against because I mean his hip fire is pretty good. It works if you have a bit of luck, let's say, but also the right timing. You have to have the right timing to release your armor, etc.
I think it really comes down to what happened to,
yes.
first of all, the shield buff, what happened to Blackbeard, and the void that he left. It needed to be filled with something that can just push forward without worrying about dying on the attacking team.
Yeah.
I think that is obviously that's what Montaigne is,
Yeah.
and that's what he's been doing for a lot of these teams. Whether or not that will continue, what will change in the future, or how someone might figure out a way to counter it or something,
I mean,
we leave to the future.
we could actually be even surprised on the final, like on the major event in Montreal that there's someone coming out with a whole different new strategy. We will. This is everything can be a surprise.
The
and probably it's-
qualifiers,
yeah,
open
already.
or closed so far, have been just a whirlpool
Yes.
of new ideas and different ways
Yeah.
of playing maps, different operator lineups. It's been crazy, and
Yes,
Montaigne
totally.
is but an example of that.
Totally, completely. I mean, we also saw teams actually that qualified who had struggles in Pro League, for example, ESG, as an example. They won. But here, now we have eRa. They are just struggling. They were so strong in the Pro League. And now it seems that Flipside said, we found the way how to fight against them. And the map is new meta on the new map because strategies they as you said, one strategy we found them, we are practicing that until we actually puke, because this is now we know it. I want you to dream about it.
Right.
So
Right.
exactly. And yeah, that flip side somehow found some sort of needle how to pick it. Like we found some issue with your strategy, but they can't switch it that fast because it's like this is a brand in workforce and it works just like this. It always works like this. But both teams are so good that they can swap up stuff. So yeah, we're excited. I'm literally excited. I mean, we are 3-2 in the for eRa in the lead.
Yeah, and I feel like a
Flipside
lot of
just-
these teams, like you said, they're figuring their stuff out on the fly. They're
Yeah.
not just they're just kind of like, okay, well, let's try this. Obviously, that last strat was planned, but a lot of the and most of these probably are, but a lot of this feels like it's on the fly.
Yes, totally. There's a lot on the fly because, for example, you're like, okay, we played this other team, we practice a lot on Skyscraper because no one else wanted to play Skyscraper against us because they have their different strategies. Okay, understandable. So, and then they're like, okay, we are faced with a strategy which we don't even know that existed. So you have to be on the fly. You have to be like spontaneous. You have to think about, okay, what did you guys see? Give me your information. Feed me. We maybe lose another round before I actually figured out what happened. But still, you're 2-0 in the lead,
Right.
in the back, which is not that bad. But you figured out what happened. But it's really hard.
So we are just waiting on one person to join the lobby right now, guys,
Yes.
and then we'll be getting right back underway. We're not gonna bother doing a we're not gonna bother doing a delay or cutting to break because
It just
this is the last map of the last match of the last of the night, and no point delaying it any longer. Let's just wait till the guy joins the lobby. In the meantime, yeah, Skyscraper is an interesting map, and we've been seeing some great innovation on it. I really wish that we got to see that C4 that was in the little drone hole.
Yes.
Because I wanted to see that work. I was really upset when
But
the
isn't it-
Thatcher got it.
Isn't it like a claymore?
It's no way, kinda. It's so like as soon as they walk in the door in front of that drone
Yeah.
hole, you just detonate it. They won't see it coming. Kills them.
And GG. Good night. Yeah. So,
So
we
we-
have all players in.
We got them. We got them all.
We got them all, and we're just starting the game right now.
So we're
I
just gonna jump
suggest-
right into it, guys.
Yes.
We'll see you there.
And I never expected it like this.
No, it's going on.
Literally,
hasn't it?
it's just this is crazy good.
So the score is 3-2
Yeah.
in favor of eRa, and it's getting pretty close to the
Yes.
end here. No matter what happens, I'm predicting overtime 6-5. I don't know who's gonna win.
But
Overtime 6-5.
Overtime 6-5, 100%. Because this is right now. This is a back and forth. I mean, we have eRa going into the lead 2-0, then 2-1,
Yeah.
3-1, 3-2.
If
Whoa.
eRa wins this
Yes.
round, where they're gonna be defending barbecue, it's their preferred site to defend.
Yes.
If they can pull this off, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe they'll win the next round and call it off, like
Yes.
finish it up. I mean.
Yeah. Also, you have to give like props to Flipside. They have been playing a long time, right?
Everybody's been
Yeah.
playing a long
Defend
time.
and protect your
I know
bombs.
for a fact,
Use by attackers.
I think one of the reasons there were such shifts in the visible skill of a lot of the teams, like for example, Effie came out swinging
Yeah.
today, destruction, you know. And yeah, Effie came out swinging, but played for hours
Yes.
and hours and hours. And it's the same for all of these teams, but you know, a lot of them get exhausted at some point. Okay, so I think we might be doing another
10
rehost.
seconds.
Yes.
I think this time we actually, I think we'll be calling a break because something's going on with his modem apparently.
Yes.
So it's gonna take him a while to fix it. We have no control over that. So we're gonna give him a little bit of time
Yeah, we're giving
to sort that
yes.
out, and we'll be back in. We'll be
just
back in a
couple
short
minutes.
while.
Yep.
Hey guys, welcome back. My deepest apologies, but there are still seemingly issues with some of the players. We're going to have to cut to another short break. We should be back pretty soon, and we will finally finish off this last map of the night and see
Yes.
who is, in fact, going to be accompanying CTM to the World Invitational.
Yes.
It's pretty exciting. But we're not quite there yet.
Yet.
We're going to give it a little bit more time, and we will see you guys in a couple more minutes. Thanks for your patience. Welcome back, guys. So apparently one particular player, I think it's Pojo Man on Flipside, is having technical difficulties. Not sure what's
Yeah.
going on, but he can't connect right now. And because of that, we are going to be waiting for their 6th player, their substitute player, to arrive.
Yeah.
In the meantime, they have a short period of time because of how backed up this has gotten. Before consequences start ensuing. So we're going to wait for that deadline to pass, and hopefully they can get their substitute player in here quickly.
In time.
Yeah, and that won't be an issue. So, yeah, we're going to keep you guys updated as much as we can. We don't know exactly what's going on. It's not typically or technically in our hands. We're just kind of here.
It's pretty sad that it had
Yeah,
Pojo
it's
in a kind of way.
unfortunate.
He was doing really good. That was.
This isn't the way any of us want this to go down. You know,
Yeah.
This is definitely not what we like to see in this sort of situation. It's just
Yes.
it's not nice. But this is how it is, and we have been here for an awful long time. We need
For
to
a
get the
very
ball
long
rolling.
time, yes.
Yeah.
For a very long time.
You know, actually, and this surprised me when they told me, but we're apparently ahead of schedule.
1 hour.
Yeah, an hour ahead of schedule. So we did it, guys. We got there. But it's yeah.
It's something new to be ahead of schedule first.
Yeah, right?
And second of all, you have to really give props to the crew.
Yeah.
Doing an
A
amazing
lo-
job here.
Fantastic crew. Lots of props to the
Yeah.
production and the rest of the other
Also
guys.
the players. I mean,
Yeah.
even with us just like hopping from one map to the other.
I remember in the beginning it used to take a long time to get
Yeah.
everyone into a lobby, and a lot of these teams have gotten to the point where it's quick, it's efficient, and they get the job done
Yeah.
really fast. So apparently they are inviting their sub right now, which I am
Mhm.
reading. So it shouldn't take too much longer for them to get in here, and then we can start this up again.
Exactly.
I'm not sure if they're going to be incurring penalties, but I don't think so. So I think it's just we're going to be continuing from where we left off, just with one sub on F3. So it shouldn't be an issue. And again, it is unfortunate about Pojo, but I'm sure they'll make it work.
Yeah, they definitely make it work. The problem is now, for example, I mean, imagine you have to switch your roster mid-match.
Yeah.
Due to your main roster, I mean, you have a sub sort of which you play with, but on this here in the final, and an inch before qualifying for Montreal,
Yeah.
and you have to change your player.
Yeah.
I would I would rage internally.
Yeah.
First of all,
again, we don't know what the technical difficulty is for Pojo.
I mean, literally, I hope there's nothing happened. Seriously,
Yeah, I hope
to be honest.
I hope he's
Yeah.
all right. Like, overall, I just hope he's all right.
The thing is that for the game itself and for as a player, as I was back in the years, if someone dropped mid-game, I was like, oh no, please not.
You know, I've been in that same situation actually that Pojo's in. Oh, and I think we actually got Pojo in here. So that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Turns out Pojo must have fixed whatever the problem was that he had, and looks like we can start getting
the
underway.
game.
Yeah.
And
Finally
we're
finish
just
this.
starting the game right now.
Yeah,
And
we're just going to go right on it.
right on it.
We're going to jump
On
in
Skyscraper.
head first. All right. So I think the score is 3-2.
3-2, yes.
Yeah, in favor of eRa.
Yeah.
And
We were in the 6th round, but then there was, again...
technical difficulties.
Yes.
But now, Flipside going to be on the attacking side, eRa on the defensive side, and they will be able to, again, we were talking about this at the beginning of this last round, they will be able to defend Barbecue, which is their preferred defensive side.
And we have been seeing very interesting ways to open up to the bomb sites. We have been seeing ways, which we, never saw in the kind of way. So this is...
Well, we haven't seen a lot of stuff
we haven't
on
seen a
this
lot of
map.
stuff what happened today, but
Yeah.
I mean, being surprised like, oh, okay, that works. Okay, I've never seen someone going through there. Okay, so this is in a kind of way surprises me. Also, that it's literally really hard to practice a map that maybe some teams just don't want to play because they have it as a 100% ban.
Right.
And it's hard to find practice partners on it because it's a new map and everyone wants to be like, this is our Joker map.
10 seconds remaining.
So it's there's many weird behaviors of
5
teams
seconds left before
Yeah.
bound to that, but they're literally showing here a very, very good
Attackers
game.
recovered the bomb diffuser.
Snake
Attackers'
came up
objective is
to
to
be a,
locate a bomb and
he,
defuse it.
he lacked in the match against FE, but now he's doing a really good job. But everyone from eRa is doing a great job, but the same goes for Flipside.
Both teams are in of themselves.
Yes.
Every player on both teams is having a standout performance tonight.
Yes.
And they're showing so much new stuff that's been developed from the last patch where, you know, the shields got buffed, Blackbeard got nerfed, and everything changed. Everything changed. The whole game did. And it's still developing, but what we've seen here today, what we've seen unveiled, has been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And I really want to see how it's going to continue to develop. I also want to see, and this is more important to me personally, but I want to see which one of these teams is going to actually make their way to Montreal. Again, this is, if you're just joining us, this is the last map of the last match in the finals of the NA qualifiers. And whoever wins this will be joining Continuum in Montreal in February.
Yeah. And we already have the other teams determined. We're just actually waiting for the Latin American one and the last
Bomb located by
NA team,
attackers.
which is, right now we're in the last breath of the rounds, which is not, there's not much more left.
And we're seeing the same attack from F3 going into Barbecue Kitchen that we saw from them last time they made this attempt. They actually lost this round though. They got too kind of boxed in on that on this lane and ended up just getting caught in crossfire and losing the round.
Yeah, and they have been spotted all the time by Valkyrie Cam. Very good place, Valkyrie Cam, which is good. So they actually read the push, that there is something coming. Avian is actually, he's smoking his way through to the door, so he could actually rotate from his one spot to the other.
They're in a pretty good position here as the defensive team.
Yeah.
They only have 50 seconds left on the clock. It's still 5v5. That's a lot to work with as a defender. And a lot
The
of
issue is
utilities.
it's getting a close quarter combat because everything is like so narrow now.
Right.
And going in there with Montañez probably also could cause some kind of issue. Montañez is in a very, very good position there. And that was Snake opening up, being on top of things.
That's a good way to deny Montaigne.
Yeah.
Not allowing him to cover anyone or even walk into the room. But he actually just manages to run into the corner. Snake hasn't noticed this at all.
And how could that happen? But K9 fell to Houghton, and Eclipse now get the kill on Houghton. He's just hitting nothing. But yeah, Pojo gets the kill on Avian, Slash gets the kill on Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy, Zolchi gets the refrag onto Slash, the diffuser is planted, and the Flipside team is right now waiting at the bomb site and defending the diffuser and waiting for the retake here of the eRa team. Snake is doing whatever he can. Eclipse can get the kill onto Pojo Man, and there is Zilchi getting the refrag onto Eclipse, and it's now only the player left. It's only Snake left. Snake against Montaña, and now Snake has to win against Montaña, and he's having a hard time, and he gets some shots done onto Montaña, but the timer is up, and he probably has no chance now against Montaña, and Mint is playing it so good right now, and he gets the knife through, but Mint did it so good.
You have to imagine that is one of the most frustrating feelings in all of Siege, to be dealing with a shield, and he's the only one between you and certain victory, but you simply cannot harm him. That's gotta suck.
Totally.
A good round from Mint and whoever it was who managed to plant the bomb in the corner there. Good round from F3 in general.
Zilchi was.
Yeah, I think it was, And it was well thought out. They saw the dilemma and they simply bypassed it. I honestly believe, though, it was kind of at the fault of eRa. They did not put enough effort into actually defending the bomb site that was clearly being targeted and had been targeted before. They put a little bit too much thought into the other bomb site and other locations around the map.
And that was just
Defenders protect your
mistakes were
bombs from
made,
being
but
defused by
going
attackers.
into the 7th round now, it's 3-3, looking like we're definitely going to be seeing overtime. And we will be defender. F3 will be defending upstairs.
Free. Oh my god. Played so good for eRa in the beginning.
Yeah, I think it
2-0.
was,
And
we were getting so close to a 4-0 and then 3-3.
Yes. But those teams literally don't want anything. Yeah, they just don't want to lose, and Flipside is just
Yeah,
proving
neither
right
of
now.
these teams want to lose. Both of these teams have the potential to win.
Yes.
They're both extremely skilled, extremely dedicated, and I won't be surprised
Attackers
either.
have recovered their diffuser.
Totally.
Attackers' objective is to defuse the bomb.
And actually, if I'm not wrong, if Flipside would win, it would mean continuing Flipside, the same as the Pro League when they qualified for the Pro League. Was it Flipside? Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And now we're seeing another defensive upstairs from F3, and another attack. I'm gonna guess. Yeah, it's gonna come through the door.
Yeah. I mean,
It's gonna be Montaigne forcing his way through the front door, trying to get into the site, pressure the defensive team in A as much as possible. Now this has been a very chaotic attack every time we've seen it, and Montaigne always plays a huge center stage role, no matter what.
yeah.
He's often not only the one distracting the enemy team, forcing them out of position, but the one getting kills too.
Yeah, by the way, it was Most Wanted Continue. I just messed the names up. But here we are. Montagne now with Eclipse going in. He did great work 2 rounds before that, but it wasn't yet enough for his team to get the point. And now it's a
Attackers have
3-3
dropped the bomb
here.
diffuser.
And
Attackers recovered the
he
bomb
and his team
diffuser.
are slowly drowning in kind of, they're having a hard time to get
We
back
talked
to
about
their team
attacks
back.
stalling
Yeah.
out, and here's
Yeah.
the attack stalling out.
Yeah, totally. And it looks also like eRa has a hard time to figure out what Flipside is up to, but Eclipse again, Eclipse. It's his Montagne, it's his round, it's him playing, and what
Shouldn't
a
have ADS.
shot from
Attackers are
Zilchi here.
But this plant does go down from
Yeah.
Slash. And now we're looking at a 3v3.
Yes, and there is still Zilchi. Zilchi could have gotten the shot maybe on Snake, and there
bomb
is
has been
Snake
located.
coming from behind with his bearing 9, and there's only 2 players left for the defenders, which is Pojo Man
Left the designated staging area.
and Hoten.
Defender exposed.
And yeah, Snake and Avian get the kills onto Hoten and Pojo Man.
And that puts us at 4-3 in
4-3.
favor of eRa. One more round and
Match point and qualification slot for eRa.
Well, it wouldn't be
Crazy.
it would be match over.
Yeah,
It's match point right now.
match point.
All they have to do is win 1 more round, and eRa brings it home.
Or Flipside takes it and we go into a best of 3 overtime.
Yep,
Let's see.
we'll see.
I mean,
I'm not again. I am not surprised either way. Both these teams are trying incredibly hard. Both these teams totally
they're
deserve where
playing
they
it
are.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, so we're gonna see another Montaigne and another second floor karaoke tea
Yes.
room defense.
Attackers need to
Okay,
locate and
I'm
defuse
gonna
as many bombs as
guess.
they can.
This is just a guess
Bomb
shot in the
located
dark.
by
Okay.
attackers.
They're gonna force their way in through door, but I'm not 100% sure.
I don't bet my money on that.
Maybe they'll try something different.
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe they'll try and take Geisha. Maybe they'll try and force their way up the stairs. But
The Geisha push was nice.
I like the Geisha push. I feel like both these teams have had success doing that, and I'm kind of surprised they haven't tried it.
I mean, look at when you look at Geisha and the information and the position of Geisha, it's like you said, piano in a kind of way. I mean, you can get from there to
5
literally
seconds
you
left.
have so
You have
much.
all the connections.
Yeah, you have all the connections, and so why not?
Attackers
But
recovered the
it
diffuser.
depends on what
Attackers are
operator you
moving
want to
to defuse
use
the
and
bomb.
How you want to play it too.
Yeah,
Like
how
the
you
door
wanna play
push
it,
is
yes.
entirely different as a strat
yeah.
than a Geisha take. A Geisha take is systematic. There are methods, and it takes some time, takes some steps.
Mm.
Shoving your way in through the door with Montaigne and the rest of your team in tow, it's brute force. It
Yep,
works,
totally.
but it's brute force.
Yes. And let's see, easy peasy lemon squeezy. He's on the balcony, going up ventilation units. Let's see. And there we hear the DMR rifle from Blackbeard, from Pojo Man actually with Blackbeard. and the DMR.
Enabling electronics.
Find a just open up the lab. And yeah, get some murder holds on his own. But so far, I mean, the defenders do a good job in hiding, in not moving that much, getting info, and there we
I think the
see
understanding
Noda.
of the necessity of patience has set in for eRa. The understanding that, hey,
Just
we're about
relax.
to, we need to get this done.
Yeah, this is way too dangerous
Let's
now
just
to
get it
lose
done.
it. Yes.
Yeah. I don't think they're panicked at all right now.
No.
I think they're all
A bomb
very
has been
relaxed
located.
and very ready to be finished.
Exactly. They're just waiting for the right moment, but they have to take a deep breath to relax and to
The
get
attacker's bomb diffuser has been
And then,
dropped.
whoa.
I have you covered.
Let's see where Mint is going. He did also very good, Montana, so he's someone to take really serious. Oh, that's C4 actually. Zilchi did pretty good here on that, but there's Houghton. Houghton with a kill onto Eclipse. Eclipse is out, so it's a 4 against 3. See him through the holes? No, he didn't. Let's see what Zilchi is saying. I mean, 45 seconds left here in this round. This is not much time left for the attackers actually to plant the diffuser, because they're getting under unnecessary pressure as they have to go in there. Oh, that is Zilchi with a nice kill here onto Avian, and they are now pushing into the room. And there we have it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy getting the kill onto Slash, and there we have it. Mint getting the kill onto Snake Nade, and it's only K9 left. K9 falls to Houghton, and we go
Into overtime.
into overtime, and that also means
We're gonna be reposted.
yes.
Wait, no, we will not,
no, we
because
will not.
guess what? Nobody's run a defensive round. Boom.
Coin flip.
The coin flip. I guess we're rehosting. I'm not sure. I would assume we're rehosting. Yeah,
Yes,
rehosting.
I would just write OT. I'm not. We will see about that. We were just waiting for confirmation, but we're
about to find out, ladies and gentlemen.
we're just about to find out.
In the meantime, we're gonna let it play out
Yes.
and hope that we don't have to rehost.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
They haven't asked, so we don't need to.
Okay.
We're gonna let it fly.
Okay.
Let the games continue.
So 4-4, best of 3, maximum of 3 rounds are left, and the winner of the last, well, actually, when it comes down to the last map, the winner is going to fly to Canada and Montreal and join the team Continuum
Yep. For North America.
for
in the
North
invites.
America.
And that's gonna be played again in a bracket system, but
Yes.
that's in the future.
10 seconds
Right
remaining.
now, we're dealing with the OT of the last map.
Yeah. And this
5
is
seconds to go.
wow. I mean, Flipside were just stepping it so up, and
Attackers recover
then
the
there's
diffuser.
eRa like, okay,
Attackers
now
ejected
eRa got
the
this.
bomb.
They're going to win this, and then Flipside suddenly decided, no, we win this now. We take this
Every
home.
team's been winning attack so far
Yeah.
on this after this in this session of this map.
Yeah, this is crazy play so far by the
Both teams.
both teams.
Yeah.
And you can't say like, okay, those are clearly better. No, right now this is just a back and forth. We have to say, I mean, okay, it was a 1-0 for eRa going into the final already. Then there was a 5-1 from Flipside, which was okay, it's fast. And now we go into the last map, which is like the map they're fighting hard for it.
Yeah, and F3 is going to be defending, obviously, Kitchen. But they defended a lot more heavy roam, a lot more out there than
Yes.
eRa does. And I think that actually catches eRa off guard, because when they're addressing this particular site, it seems as almost as if they don't know what to do about it. Avian trying to get that sick ace he got last time he was on this map again. Oh man, that would be great if he could just do that.
Whoa.
That's an interesting Ash charge, given that there's no one in that room.
Deploying drone.
And they're privy to that information. They've established dominance on upstairs for the site, but the danger of this is, yes, they can drop into either of the sites, but they have to worry about the enemies coming and retaking and killing them, rushing back into the site.
That is actually a pretty nice hole. And there we have Zilchi getting the kill on the Snake Nade. And Zilchi now is down.
It's a good trade back from
Silence 5-7 kill here from Slash onto Zilchi. And there's Avian getting the kill onto Houghton. So 4 against 3. 4 eRa players are left. This is a site which we have been seeing regularly now. That this attack could work out. But the defenders
They're
now
going to
have
try that same exact thermite.
Yeah.
But they don't have a thermite, so they can't.
Mint onto Avian. 3 against 3.
That's a huge kill, getting rid of that Blackbeard.
Yeah.
Ooh, you can see his kneecaps.
Attackers have located a bomb.
K9.
He got it. No, he got it. And here we have it. Oh, Slash gets the kill onto Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy. Mint gets the kill onto Slash. And K9 gets the kill onto Mint. And he's... Oh, that C4!
Attackers recovered the bomb.
It's all down to Pojo, man.
It's all down to Pojo, man. Let's see what he is doing. And... Oh, that...
10 seconds left.
He has so much pressure right now. He has to defend. And they are now going onto the bomb site. And there we have it. K9 against Pojo Man. And Pojo Man has... Yeah. He loses the fight. His
it was
aim
an excellent
was
try.
On point.
All of F3 put down some great kills. There was a great Castle putting pressure onto that drop down, and then Pulse following it up. And now it's 5-4. Match point. The last
possible round. 2 rounds for.
There's only 2 more possible rounds left, and yeah, if Flipside win this attack, if they keep the attack streak going,
yes,
it'll go to 5-5, and it'll the very final round where eRa will be able to attack.
Protect your bombs.
Yeah.
If the streak continues, eRa is slotted to win. If the streak ends here, that means eRa already won. But F3 always has a chance.
Yeah, and F3 does a tremendous job. Even in their attacks, they have Mint on their Montagne, which he does a very, very good job on. The defense of them is really good. I mean, when you looked at it, it was a 2-1 situation coming down again to be really close. It was just a flick away from actually winning this 1v1 duel and then having the Montagne maybe not be able to plant this diffuser. So, oh no, the diffuser was through, but still, he had a lot of time, so he could have just planted and waited for Montagne to unraise his shield. But we see Pojo Man coming again with the DMR rifle on a Blackbeard.
You can almost see the exhaustion in this player's movements. Like, it's almost visible through the game.
I mean, imagine they're playing since 8 hours, nearly non-stop.
Yeah,
and
I'm exhausted having casted that, and these guys are putting their brains through the most intense process I can imagine. I've done this before, you know. I remember being a pro player and playing a session this long. Sounds hellish.
It is, exactly. I mean, when you practice, you're like on 70 to 80% because you just pay attention onto other details which you can change. But on a match, you're like 20%. It's just draining all your fluids and vitamins in your body because it's just done.
Yeah.
And concentration level goes down. So respects onto the pro players here.
Yeah, you gotta hand it to these guys. If you see someone make a stupid miss at this point, you honestly can't blame it on them.
No,
it's definitely
totally not.
It's almost certainly not anyone's fault. Any mistakes made here, everyone's exhausted.
It's even hard to observe, to be honest. At some point, you just don't see.
You got
anything
this.
anymore.
I believe in you.
I'm working on it.
I have faith. So we're seeing F3. They're setting up to do the same attack they've been doing this whole time on the kitchen. A little bit more spread out, but pretty much the same gist. They've opened up the wall. They're going to start moving into B. Now, my question here is, will eRa make the necessary adjustments? And I think they will, based upon how many players they have above B. 3 players. I don't
Yes.
know. I don't think they're gonna let anyone plant in that site.
No, this time they won't.
Yeah.
And this time probably
I
Snake
think-
won't let them.
I think this is gonna be it for F3. I think they're gonna push in and they're gonna find themselves hitting a brick wall.
And let's see, let's go on to Snake's vision. Snake is not seeing this one. Here we have it, Valkyrie Slash on a very good position here. And Avian dropping down against against
Getting rid
Hoten.
of smoke is huge.
Yes, and there we have it, 2 more players drop down. Hoten is down and Zilchi has the ability to sprint through there. And there is a lot of bullets against
The
Slash.
C4 from Snake
C4,
though.
oh my god.
Hits the planner and Montaigne. Now it's all down
To
to
Hoten
Blackbeard.
and Blackbeard.
10
And
seconds to go.
Pojo Man dropping in, and it is Snake
Gee.
getting the kill. And eRa,
It's over.
after a really hard struggle for